Great Nigerians and wonderful viewers, welcome to your darling station, the Living Television. We are back at it again today. Today is another wonderful edition of your favorite program, Issues of the Moment. In today's Issues of the Moment, we'll be looking at Ohanaeze Ndigbo, the Abia State Chapter, their inauguration, and sundry issues as it concerns this organization called Ohanaeze. A lot of people had always seen Ohanaeze as a spirit or a ghost that can never be seen or catch anywhere. Today, they are present here with Living Television. And from my far left, I have Honorable Chief Ekwegem Mwolu. Honorable Chief Ekwegem Mwolu is the chairman of Obimba local government and also the chairman of all chairmen, the local government chairman, Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Abia State Chapter. The Chief, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, the moderator, and thank you, the viewers.
After him, the man at the center, who is equally at the center of all the happenings and happenstances in Abia State here, is no other person but Comrade Okewankwo. Comrade Okewankwo is the Abia State President of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. He's also the Chairman, State President's Forum, Southeast and South-South. Comrade, you're welcome to the program. After him, I have Mazi Chika at Adiele, who looks like a son of mine. He's the National Publicity Secretary, Youth Wing, Ohanaeze Ndigbo. Mazi Chika, you're welcome to the program.
Hello, viewers. Thank you for all your.
And I am Chinedum Adiele, as usual, your anchorman for today. Today, there have been speculations about Ohanaeze Ndigbo, what they stand for, what they do, and so on. And so many other persons have seen Ohanaeze Ndigbo as a spirit or a ghost that can never be reached. Most often, it looks as if they are ubiquitous everywhere in Nigeria. But today, they are here, and I'm happy you're going to hear directly from them, especially as it concerns the inauguration that will be coming very soon. Let me start with the president of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, who incidentally doubles as the chairman of the State President's Forum, not just Southeast, but also South-South. Sir, Comrade Okewankwo, we've heard about your inauguration that is forthcoming. This inauguration, is it the inauguration of Ohanaeze Ndigbo or the inauguration of the newly elected executive members?
Thank you, moderator. Actually, you have introduced us very well. The inauguration that is coming up barely 72 hours from now is for the State Executive Council. Precisely. And it's coming up on the 29th day of this very November 2022. This is the fourth, I am the fourth president in Abia State. We had an election the 9th day of January 2021. You can see the difference from then till now. One will quickly ask, why inaugurating us now? I think that should be the question that should come to her.
Why now, yes.
Why now? Unfortunately, when we came on board on the 9th, on the 10th, we proceeded to Dananyem Stadium to elect the national officers led by Ambassador Professor George Obiozo. All the NEC members, the 24 NEC members that constitute the Enugu NEC. Thereafter, immediately after the election that took place at Dananyem Stadium, few weeks after that, the acting national secretary, who happens to come from here, Dr. Gunji, died. Who was the Commissioner for Environment and also the National Secretary for Ohanaeze Ndigbo died. So we were unable to, hold the inauguration there. It looked very insensitive if we, at that moment, when we were all bereaved due to the death of the National Secretary. This is the number two citizen as far as NEC is concerned. After the President General is the Secretary, who is incidentally the Secretariat. So we decided to postpone it for the purposes of that. And when we were about, after 4 months, we planned to have another inauguration. One of the standing and very active supporter of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, who was the Deputy Chief of Staff, Chief Ubai, also died. Chief Ubai was a prominent Ohanaeze Ndigbo member and doubles also as the Deputy Chief of Staff to the Office of the Governor. He also died precisely last April 29, that should be around March last year. He was actually buried on the 29th of April. I do remember. So as a result of these two dates that are so dear to Ohanaeze, that's what the delay in having our inauguration. But as God may have it, today it's becoming a reality. It is better late than never. We are going to be inaugurated on the 29th day of November, in hours to that very day.
All right. It is also, it's quite certain from your explanation that Ohanaeze Ndigbo, we know it's not a new thing. Ohanaeze Ndigbo is the socio-cultural apex group in the entire Igbo land. I don't think there is any other group in Igbo land, socio-culturally, that is before it. Now, that is, we should assume it has been done. So this inauguration is particularly for these newly elected executives.
Yes, exactly. It is for the newly elected state executives, officers. Thereafter, if by 29th, Ambassador Professor George Obiozole, the administration, inaugurates us, it is incumbent on me as the state president to visit the 17 LUGAs in the state to quickly inaugurate the chairman. But that does not mean that we've now started working. We've been working since the last 1 year plus. We've been sworn into office.
The inauguration is just to let the world know.
The inauguration is just to let the world know, and also to ensure that we fulfill the constitutional rights of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. Thank you.
All right. I need to, let me come to the spokesperson of the youth wing of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, the National Publicity Secretary on media. Yeah, I want to know, before now, there have been these speculations everywhere that Ohanaeze Ndigbo is a toothless Buddha. And this thing has really affected him. Like if you had watched my the introduction, a lot of people think Ohanaeze Ndigbo had never seen their spirits. Even the Igbos don't even see them or know them. And they've said that. Now that you're here, how do you deal with this speculation that Ohanaeze Ndigbo is a toothless Buddha?
Well, thank you very much for this wonderful question. I want to say, firstly, that we have our different way of operation in Ohanaeze vis-a-vis the socio-cultural context we found ourselves. We know in Nigeria today we have three major ethnic nationalities: the Yoruba, the Igbos, and the Hausas. And these are well respected recognized, acclaimed, ethnic groups. And in Igbo land today, we have there's a republican nature, I think let me just put it this way: we have a pluralistic tendency, of galvanizing voices. In Igbo land, we don't have like they have across the divide, where they have one particular person who is an Oba who will say everything and everything comes to an end. Ndigbo are people who are creative. We have our minds, we have our voices, we have our independent mindedness, so to say, notwithstanding our challenges. But the truth of the matter is today in Nigeria is configured. We are disadvantaged politically. And the leadership of Igbo nation are finding it quite challenging, galvanizing our interests. We are in the midst of in a hostile environment in the Nigerian context, because like my father would say, if you're not yet a governor, don't act like a governor. If you're not yet a president, don't act like a president. On this note, our President General, who is the father of Ndigbo, is doing enough, is doing well enough to bring our issues to the front burner. We are not militant, and you don't expect well-respected organizations like us to be militant. We differ in areas of operational tendencies of other ethnic nationalities. If you know the antecedent of our President General, he's a diplomat. And diplomats, they have a way of, going about issues, in a conciliatory manner, in a way that they negotiate issues, around the table, and instead of war, they believe in Jojo, So we are not actually what people or what subsection of the society want people to see us as. We are doing our best. In the area of, for instance, our brother Nnamdi Kanu, who is incarcerated, we have sent representatives. We have our legal representative also who goes to court with Nnamdi Kanu every other time when the court is, is in place. So we are doing everything possible to make sure that Ndigbo have their pride of place in the Committee of Nations. We are asking for 3 things: equity, fairness, and justice. These are things we are asking for, and we will not stop until we get justice. Thank you.
All right, Mr. President, before I go to the chairman of all chairmen in the state, you heard what he said on this question, because I think 3 of you have to say something about this. This took place bulldogness of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, and simply because they think, like he explained, maybe a lot of people had expected that you act as militants, which you do not, because you are confined within the constitutional provisions, both of the organization and that of the nation. And so, what would you say about this?
Yeah, I think I am also in line with him, because there is a parallel in Igbo that say Edinwayo, case. And Ndigbo, or Ohanaeze Ndigbo, just like the Youth Publicity Secretary said, we are not militants. We are not a pressure group. We are a social-cultural organization. Just like Ambassador Professor George Obiozo will quickly tell you that we don't expect all of us to think or behave the same way. That we may not even speak in one voice, that we are not mumu. That we speak in different voices, but it must be articulated by a group that has a sense of direction. And that group is Ohanaeze Ndigbo.
Okay.
We are doing everything to protect. We are doing everything to defend. We are doing everything to ensure that Igbos, home and in diaspora, they are protected. You don't expect us to go to the street and fight like a madman or a mad woman in a market square. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So that is the position. We are not a toothless bulldog. who are doing our things the way it should be and the best approach maturely. Thank you.
All right, Honorable Chief Ikpefuem, that word and that name sounds, all it means is disagree. Just like in politics, they say you keep disagreeing to agree. Ikpefuem means I disagree. Okay, sir, you are the chairman of all chairmen in the state here, Abia State, and also the chairman of Obingwa local government area. How has Ohanaeze Ndigbo fared in the local government, not just in Obingwa, because of the chairman of all chairmen? Is Ohanaeze Ndigbo in all the 17 local governments of Abia State?
Yes, Mr. Moderator, thank you very much. Let me start with the funny name you just mentioned. My late father, it took him time to have a male child. I am number 21 in the family. 20 is female. When I came to the world, he said, did not agree. That's not how we agree that he will get his son. That's a funny name. So as the chairman of all channel of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, is everywhere in Abia State. We have all the chairmen in all LG and its executives. At times, when they had a meeting, my job there is to visit, to know that we have members in that various local governments. In each local government, we have more than 5,000 members in each local government. And we do our things like good Ndigbo. Like my brother has said, everybody is talking. Let's come back and say that I am Ndigbo. And I live where I may come. Like the national police, a good layer that Ladiabo militant. Like that, I come. And I could think that this time around, La Chineke Minani is Bumbani to lead us. The man called Comrade Paul Wanko is a good leader. Everybody in Ohanaeze Ndigbo is enjoying that culture that is leading in Abia State. And if you come around when we are in a meeting, you find that it looks like a Christian something. Therefore, Ohanaeze Ndigbo is everywhere. Even though we have in a particular local government, we have ward Ohanaeze Ndigbo, we have community Ohanaeze Ndigbo, have their own executives. When we come together, you find that we are up to 5,000 members in a particular local government of Abia State. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Chairman of all chairmen. Mr. President, yeah, recently we've heard about your inauguration. You said the inauguration is going to be on the 29th day of this November. You know, though you never mentioned the venue, but you said it's 29th. So our viewers will know now that it's 29th. But before we go, I will also come back to you, Chairman of all chairmen, so that you tell us what it takes to be a member of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. I know by virtue of the name, every Igbo man is a member.
Thank you. Without the discussion, you have answered to yourself.
No, they want the one or two things to be done for one to be registered.
Okay, what we take you is to come to whoever being the chairman to register.
It's okay.
Free of charge without anything. Well, even those in the diaspora, they are members. Even a child of 15 who want to belong, we come to register and attend the meeting. That's all it takes.
Let me throw more light on it, please. You see, just like Chief Mwolo, every Igbo man is a member of Ohanaeze as far as you're up to the age of 18 years. That's a caveat. Once you are 18 years and above, automatically you become a member. Then when you register, you become an active member.
Okay.
I get it.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
You register with nothing.
So
there are things
you have
that you do.
active and passive members.
What I'm saying, when you show commitment, exactly. When you show commitment, people will take you serious. So Ohanaeze is everywhere in the 17 LUGA. I inherited 18,750 members from the last administration of Elder Justice Ajizogu, or just my predecessor. And since I assumed to office, we've registered more than 11,000 people. I think I am right, Chairman. 11,000 plus. So add it up to the 18,000 plus members. You can see the figure. Instead of decreasing, we're increasing. And we're preaching them all that wherever you are.
Are you saying, Mr. President, are you saying that as an Igbo man, I'm also a member of Ohanaeze Ndigbo?
Automatically, look at your Ishaga. Prof, look at Ishaga and Yogu. So, what am I putting on? You're automatically a member. But what we're encouraging you to be an active member.
Okay.
When you're an active member, you have your card, you will be registered. If anything happens to you, Ndigbo, in that area, particularly the Ohanaeze Ndigbo members in that area.
Oh yeah, before we go, I'll ask the chairman of all chairmen to give me the name of my local government chairman, so that I'll say. All right. For us to move ahead, recently the Ohanaeze Ndigbo, it has not been heard recently, unanimously adopted Peter Obi as a consensus candidate for president come 2023. What is the yardstick for this adoption?
Thank you very much. You see, this is an election period is around the corner. And if you can cast your mind a little bit back in 1999 when it got started, Abu Salam handed over to the democratically elected government of Olusegun Matthew Aremu Ikilola Obasanjo.
Names are too long.
Yeah, he deserves it. He's a patriot. He had it 8 years. Am I right?
Yeah.
With who was his deputy? If you can, Atiku Abubakar. For 8 years, they did it, and also handed over to. Can you remember? Yaradua from the north. He did it because the north deserved it. From Yaradua, unfortunately, one of the best presidents we never had died halfway. Jonathan succeeded him, and it took quite time for the likes of Darakunye to invoke the doctrine of necessity for Jonathan to assume to power. At the end of the day, he ruled for 5 years plus, roughly 6 years. And the Northerners took over power, the current power, since 2015. And by the grace of God, by next year, May 27 or 29, he will be rounding off. You can assess the level of development or infrastructure development we have witnessed in the very country at the moment. I don't want to go into that. But we're looking at the tripod nature of this very country from the beginning, Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba. And the third leg, which was supposed to be the second leg, is still missing. I don't know if you understand. Yeah. So the emergence of Obi, and let me not admit it is an accident. It's God's divine intervention, because a lot of things happened. He was Atiku's vice in 2019, and subsequently he wanted to, to contest for the president, but due to a lot of intrigues and conflict of things that happened in the political party of the PDP, he quickly withdrew himself and allied himself with a particular party. That's the Labour Party. So what are we saying? We have a good product, and since it's emergent, the Ndigbo has not been listen to me very well. Ndigbo has not been on the forefront of marketing their products. as if it's an Igbo affair, as if it's an Igbo president, as if an Igbo president, and all that. They allowed the conscience of the country to prevail. And all of them, if any well-meaning Nigerian, any patriotic Nigerian will agree with us that will be is stand aloof, stand tall among all these contestants. Looking at it from the meetings held, Afenifere, you know, Afenifere is the social cultural organ, the highest apex of social cultural organization in Yoruba land,
In the southwest.
midwife by the late sage Wolo. They have adopted him via their president, Adebanjo. And they're all with him, speaking loud and saying it authoritatively that if you want to put this very country straight, if you want to correct the abnormalities of the past, that this man, the Ndigbo, Southeast should be given opportunity to be there.
Yes, even
Now,
Babaji
Lawal, this was
Yesterday.
something that happened in less than 24 hours ago. The Christians in the north say, have you gone round? They were asking their fellow APC people. I'm sorry to mention political parties. They were asking them, have you gone around all the northern states, this 19 northern states? You didn't find anyone, any Christian worthy to deputize the candidate of the APC. I don't know what is their answer. And they have drawn their conclusion that they're looking at Obi, that Obi is competent, that Obi stand for unity, the Obi stand for justice, the Obi stand for every quality that is needed for a structure as per se from the other political parties. It is now a movement. Now they said, give us this very young man to put the country forward.
All right, shortly before we go on break, Mr. Publicity for the youth media, from the analysis or analogy of the Mr. President of the state chapter of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, is that why the Ohanaeze Ndigbo came in late to say they adopted? Because there were speculations that the Ohanaeze Ndigbo said nothing about Obi until recently when they come out openly, to an extent that even the Arewa youth or whatever said that if Obi fails to become the president of this country in 2023, that is no more their fault. And yet Ohanaeze Ndigbo replied and said we are solidly behind it.
Let me before the public secretary says something, let me say something. You know, we have a good product. Onye Ndigbo say, onye bu ngwa ahịa ọma, onye bu ngwa ahịa ọma gaa n'ahịa, na ọ na-eme bara. Are you getting me? It is left for those that will come to buy that product to identify a good product. And that is exactly what we have to. Obi is a brand. And these other people would never wanted to jump into conclusion. We allowed every other ethnic groups to identify, to see what we saw in Obi.
And not only that.
Are you getting me? Before we finally say it's a group.
And not only that, you know, like I was saying before, we are in a very critical situation in Nigeria as a people, as Ndigbo. You know, we can't just say, you know, if we start canvassing for Obi, it will be as if it's an Igbo president. You know what, we are trying to avoid a situation where we'll be labeled that this is an Igbo president. Yeah. No, that is why we said no. Let us leave it for the Nigerian people to decide. And because we have seen the direction, because we know and we are confident that our product is of the premium standard, that is why we said, let the people decide for themselves.
Sure.
And you know, you don't even expect us to naturally say we are going to adopt Obi. It's our own. Yeah. This is our agitation for now, before now. And thankfully, he is here with us. So do we need to endorse him again? No. We don't need to endorse him again.
No, surely before now, chairman of all chairmen, there have been a lot of Igbo people who came out from various political parties to contest for the presidency of this country. Even in 2015 and 2019 elections, those names we say were not that popular, but they were Igbo indigenes and sons. And this is the only time the Ohanaeze had been so open. Has he also been adopted in the local governments, or do you always agree with what the national say?
Thank you very much.
Just be brief because we are going to
yes, sir. If you watch what is happening in televisions in the free movement, you understand that it's a divine movement. So everybody who is a Nigerian and an Igbo man who saw what is going on, she knows where the ball is going. If you watch it, both the three ethnic groups, if Obi is going to this place, he see a marvelous crowd. You will not turn back and say, oh, this is where the thing is going. You do not need to be told that the fire is burning on the house. So, even to the grassroots today, even my last child of 7 years are now using Obi and do their demonstration of Oga, what we call Oga, Obi 1, Obi 2, is Obi. That kind of, if you want them, you know, see that they have go to the grassroots. So let's pray and hand over to God to do his best.
All right, we are going to pray and ask God to do the best because he's the architect of leadership.
Yeah.
Now, on this note, we are going to go on a very short break and we are going to, as soon as we come back, issues of the moment will continue. Just keep watching the Living TV. We'll be back shortly. Don't go away.
Nigeria won't die. Which way, Nigeria? Which Yes, I want to know
which way Nigeria is heading to.
every little thing that goes wrong. We start to blame the government. We know everything that goes wrong.
Alright, I'm glad you're still there watching Living TV. We're back again. It's still issues of the moment. And today's issues of the moment, we're looking at Ohanaeze Ndigbo and their inauguration come 29th day of November 2022. And that day, I wouldn't know, I want to hear from the president and know exactly what we're expecting in that inauguration. And since the inception of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, I think this is the first time they are making their inauguration known in Abia State here. And I think that is why this one is going to be. I think it all depends on all the previous leadership and even himself right now. And that is why all Abians are eager to know and to listen. Because from what I said, by birth, you are a member of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, whether you know it or not. You only need to be an active member by looking out for who is your local government chairman and also identifying with him to become an active member. So whether you know it or not, you are a member. Having said that, let's get back
Once
to
you're 18 years.
Okay. Yes, by birth you are, but you you are supposed to become an active member by 18 years. All right. Okay, Mr. President, we talked earlier about the inauguration come 29th November 2022. We are yet to know the venue. And what do we expect on that day?
Thank you very much. The actual date is Tuesday, 29th day of November 2022. The venue is Michael Okpara Auditorium, Umaya, Abia State. There are a lot of expectations that very day. With the presence of our President General, Ambassador Professor George Obiozor, who I'm very sure he will physically present flesh and blood. Ambassador K. Muche, who is incidentally from Abia State, is also here. He's a co-host to this very inauguration. He's the son of Abia and from Okwa, Azumini, Ndoke to be precise. So he's a co-host. There are lots that is expected from us and also expected from the national leadership. Or they will come to perform their own ritual of inauguration. And immediately that happens, because such has deterred us in the recent past. But once it happens on the 29th, we will not only start, we will put it a little more pressure to ensure that the 17 LGA chairmen, women leaders, youth leaders, and all the executives are inaugurated as well. And the news lies on my table with my state officers and national officers like Mazi Chika Atadele and others who represent us at the neck. You know, we also have a vice president there, Vice President General who represents Abia. His name is Dr. Kisile Dozie. He was supposed to be part of us here, but for one thing or the other, circumstances, he was unable to be here. So these are the people that will be there. The NEC, the 24 NEC members will be physically present that very day. Dignitaries like Chief Engineer Emmanuel Iwanyao, who is the chairman of that's forum on Ohanaeze Ndigbo. He will be there. Then DIG Akubuzu, Azubike Oda, retired, is the chairman of the occasion. He's a veteran of Ohanaeze man. He will also be the chairman of the occasion. Then the governor is the special guest of honor. They are very there. We also have other dignitaries, and it will not stop there. We also have a gala night stroke award given. Notable Igbo people that have really bring back their wealth down to Southeast. Ndigbo na Akorolo, we set up a committee, and the committee went into findings. Much of these people should be encouraged, those that have really done things in the state and beyond. We need to appreciate them. We need to encourage them. We need to tell them that they have done noble. And also in the same vein, encourage others. There are thousands of them out there. They are willing. Want to ensure them that there is a level playing ground, because we have a wonderful governor in the state. Don't forget about that, Dr. Kissing Basil. He's a wonderful man. You can agree with me that since the emergence of this very young man, Kissing Basil, we've recorded less killing.
Yes, sir.
The most peaceful, I stand to be corrected, the most peaceful state in the country.
Yes, sir.
But you see the funny thing is that this is the state where Nnamdi come from. There are others that are doing more crime out there with his name. But the man that's at the leadership of this very state is a noble man. He has done everything humanly possible to ensure that lives and properties have safeguard. Just like Jonathan would say then when he was in power, that the life of any Nigerian does not worth any political power or any political position. That is a typical example of Dr. Kezi Bazi. We are proud of him in that aspect and other things he has done in the state.
I am happy to hear that. But let me ask this quickly. Does Ohanaeze Ndigbo belong to a particular political party? Bearing in mind the adoption of Obi, having adopted Obi as the incoming president of this country come 2023, does that mean that all the candidates in Labour Party will be voted and Ohanaeze Ndigbo will advocate for them?
See, let me tell you, Obi, the acceptance of Obi, or Obi adopting Obi, Ndigbo adopting Obi, and other big ethnic nationalities adopting Obi, adopted Obi based on competence, capacity, antecedent. It's not really issue of political party, but you know that political party is a vehicle that drives, since we don't have independent candidates in the country. The INEC does not recognize independent candidates. So you must belong to a political party. And you see what has happened in the last few months when Obi moved from the former political party to another one. And a lot of people were saying, including his fellow contestant, that he doesn't have structure, but he's beyond structure now. So it's based on competence, it's based on capacity. It is not based on the political party. Party is a vehicle. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
A lot of people would have actually wondered why the general acceptance of the likes of Obi, having only been a governor in Abia, in Anambra State, and has not been a minister, I'm not sure he has handled any federal appointment. And today, he's widely accepted, both the Hausas, the Yorubas, and so on. I remember one of the first groups that adopted him as the chairman of Afeni then. And then, that was why I asked, why the delay? But the man in the publicity media said, because you people threw Obi out and to watch Nigerians and see.
Yeah.
how he will be assessed by Nigerians.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And as the owners of Obi, you now had to finally come back to say Obi now is our own.
And simply because the Igbo people, the Igbo man prides himself in his industry. You know, we believe in industry, we believe in resourcefulness. You agree with me that if aside Obi, you agree with me that the momentum, the wide acceptability of Obi has to do with his person, his integrity. You know, not just because he's an Igbo man. Because I'm sure that charity begins at home. So because he had distinguished himself in his first assignment, remember the trajectory of that young man. Obi won his election, his first election, through Abia. While PDP was holding sway, it was actually a minority party. But you can say that it was because Ojukwu, who died precisely today, you know, some years ago, you know, was part of, because of Obi, that was because of Obi, that was why they voted him in. And today again, he was impeached as a governor, and that impeachment was quashed by the court of law. He came back again and was impeached the second time again. And at the end of the day, this man keep on advancing from one position to the other. So it is incumbent on everybody. I'm even enjoining the media houses to support us and escalate the advocacy that Peter Obi is the right thing for the nation. He's the right man for the nation. This is the time for us to take back our country.
Okay, let me ask Mr. Chairman of all chairmen. I want to ask you this because I know you are an Okwangwa man, and maybe one or two more of you here are the Okwangwa man. Recently, there was an announcement by the Okwangwa Elders Council that a particular man, just like what Ohanaeze Ndigbo did, calling together all the contestants in Abia State, and especially those of them from the Okwangwa extraction of Abia State. And also, after interviewing and looking at them, they had a yardstick. And that their yardstick pointed at Professor Eliezer Ikodne. And Professor Eliezer Ikodne was adopted by Elders Council of Opalangwa as the sole candidate to contest, who is contesting, having won the PDP primary, just like others, both the one in YPP, the one in, there is another one in this party, Accord Party, who is also a Nangwa man, and also another one, about 3-4 of them contesting for the Gubar of the state. And the Elders Council of Opalangwa chose Professor Eliezer Ikodne to become the governor of Abia State come 2023. Is Ohanaeze also part of that deal?
Hold on.
Let
me just come to what he said. He listened to the people is Elders Council of Opalangwa. They just focus on what is happening in the Abia State. Like I remember, I can say that Ojo Zokalo was a governor. After his tenure of 8 years, he gave it to George from Abia North to
Abia North Central.
Abia North Central. After
now it is important that we differentiate it.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Yes, you will. What I want to tell him is that because in Abia politics, we know there are two major blocks.
Yes. Old Bende and the Old Abba. Yes.
So for political convenience, we
yeah,
had three senatorial zones.
Yeah.
So even in that 3 senatorial zones, these 2 blocks are still maintained.
Yeah.
You have the Old Bende.
Yes.
And that Old Bende is Abia North. And in Abia North, they carved out the central.
3 from here.
And that central is dual.
Yeah.
3 there, 3 here.
Yes.
So you have Abia North Central and Abia South Central.
That's where we are going to. Now, after Kesiana, it is all right to go to Abia South Central. You see that elders of Gongwa, we knew very well that Isha Langwa North is our elder brother. If anything coming to Ngwa land, Isha Langwa must take first. But today, in political, Obiangwa take before them. There's nothing wrong that Dr. Kesia, our governor, picks economy.
We are not talking about who Kesia.
Listen, let me make
will support whoever that comes
Hold on, please. We're here representing Ohanaeze Ndigbo. And Ohanaeze is in the entire 17 LUGA. Am I right?
You're right.
We are a social cultural organization. And we leave things that are meant for political parties, for political parties. Are you getting me?
Yes.
And politicians as well. Now, but we'll look at things, why we draw to this conclusion of OB. I told you it's based on competence, capacity, antecedents, and also it's up to a month or two they started campaigning. Reaching out to people, selling their products, various political parties, am I right?
Yeah.
And people have seen them from this diverse perspective. So from this angle, they came to this conclusion that Obi must be the one they will follow. Then on the issue of Abia State, I quickly want to let you know that 2 days ago, we had our Secretary 62 Macaulay, that is the corporate office of Ohanaeze Ndigbo in Omaya. A political party, I should remember, that should be the People's Democratic Party, flagged off their campaign. And likewise, every other political party. Ohanaeze is going to sit back. We're going back to our sitting room. We're watching other political parties. We're expecting all the candidates of the various political parties, by the grace of God, to seek audience within Ohanaeze Ndigbo, because we are cut across the 17 legislation. Let me quickly tell you that in Ohanaeze Ndigbo, you cannot rule out completely that all of us does not belong to one political party.
That's true.
All right? Yes. So it is something that will take us little consultations with critical stakeholders.
Please let us take this call. Hello.
To such conclusion. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Please tell us your name and where you're calling from, and then make your contribution or ask a question.
My name is Mike, calling from IK, Ikorebene.
Okay.
Please, I want to appreciate the able man from Ohanaeze.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, God bless you, sir.
Thank you, my brother. You're welcome, and bless you too. Happy weekend.
Please, I have a question to her. What is Ohanaeze doing?
Sorry.
Regrettable.
You can call us. You can call us back. Remember, if you are just tuning in to Living Television, the number is 091-682-84994. I take it again, 091-682-84994. You can call us again, tell us where you're calling from, make your contributions or ask questions, so you can call us again. Yeah, Mr. Chairman, you were...
Yes, what I was saying is that we are yet to come to that very time. They will expect all the political parties and candidates to visit Ndigbo in our corporate office, because we want to know who they actually are. Personally, due to the nature of our own offices is always in Enugu. I'm always here, sometimes in Enugu, Abuja, and all the rest of Bakozi Ndigbo, and all the rest of it. So some of them will know them by their name, some of them will know them by their village or whatever. So we need to know the candidate of these political parties.
Okay, let me ask you now that...
So that will now,
let me ask you this, Mr. President, so that there will be no mistakes somewhere. You are the president of Abia State chapter.
Sure.
And now, the local government, do they have right to adopt But the chairman, the local government of Ohanaeze, can they adopt a chairman and maybe get back to you in the state? And two, can the state also adopt a particular person as a candidate and report to the national?
It's a straightjacket answer. The answer is no. It's uniformed. We take things. I could not have come here to tell you that we have adopted if the national has not done so.
Okay.
It is the decision of the NEC via Imobi that stands on the tripod. We have the parent wing, the youth wing, and the women wing. That's my question.
Let's see if we can take this call again. Hello, you're welcome to Living TV Issues of the Moment, and today we are discussing with Ohanaeze Ndigbo. May we know your name and where you're calling from?
Okay, good afternoon. This is Mr. Ago from Ohanaeze local government.
Okay.
Yes, I want to thank the Ohanaeze Ndigbo. I don't even know that I exist in other states.
Thank you, my brother. You're welcome.
In other states.
Okay.
But I appreciate what they are doing. And especially exposing our own, because Ndigbo that now our own product. But I want to ask them the issue of grassroots mobilization. From Ohanaeze may help in terms of PVC, because this endorsing him maybe this year is not only the thing here. After endorsing him, what efforts are they putting in place or making to make sure that people out there are not good that day? Because partially we need our side, tension is high in terms of Thank God the Ohanaeze after now they are ready. So how what are the plans preparation to make sure that if there will be the woman kind and with all those things? Because if you watch now during the registration, the Igbo, especially in other states, some of them are not inside. The registration, most of them don't you see, in one other state, the machine already gives to another state, not even up to 20. So what are the Ohanaeze in the Abia state and Congo? What are they doing to make sure that those states are taken?
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ago. And Mr. President, you had it. He said adopting OB is okay. But what are you people doing in the grassroots to ensure that people are mobilized and also a lot of our brothers in the rural areas know what the people are talking about come 2023 to ensure that OB is enthroned as the president of this country?
Thank you very much. Ohanaeze is everywhere. He's in the grass, even in your own house, in the kitchen. There's no compound or no village or community visit without having an active member of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. We have a well-structured organization from national to the grassroots. So we've been back on sensitization and we'll still do them all. Telling people they need to have their PVC. We did it a couple of months ago. Been back on it. I think the media publicity was he was at the head of it, telling people they need for them to go and collect their PVC, register, or transfer from where they were before to the place, the choice of their own, especially considering the things that are happening in the society that they wanted. So what I'm actually saying that we're on top of them here. We are doing everything possible to ensure that our people in the local, in the satellite and villages are out to get their PVC and vote wisely come 2025.
All right, before we go, it's already time. We are behind our time. And but before we go, it is important. There was an issue we raised here, and that's the last thing we're going to take and then call it a quit for today. We talked about adopting a particular person. If a tribe, the 9 geopolitical local government out of 17, will come together to adopt a person, and then the member or a chairman of a local government or whatever now decides to recommend such person to Ohanaeze, because those who are there, up there, cannot come down here to know who is who. Who recommends a particular person in a state for such a person, or It is not in your constitution for a state, for any person, a member of a state to be adopted as a governor, just like the Elders Council in Opalangwa did.
Yes, I think I have answered the question earlier before now, but however, let me clarify before the call.
You're welcome to Living TV Issues of the Moment. May we know you and where you're calling from? Yes.
I'm calling from Kogi.
From Kogi?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Forget about party, no party. Let me tell you, Obi is our choice. So just work hard for your time. There's no problem about Obi. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you and God bless you.
Yeah, thank you.
This one is coming from Kogi State.
Answer. If someone from Kogi will answer such questions.
Let me quickly, because we're running on.
Yes, we are running.
Answer the question you asked. You see, I told you that we left all those things, adoption, at the earlier stage, to the political parties to do the needful. And it is incumbent on us, the social-cultural, the apex social-cultural organization, because we deal, look at, let me tell you the formation of the people that will take decision. Ohanaeze is all encompasses, not one person alone, or those registered members. The Thai Union President, women leaders.
Sorry, Mr. President, let's take this line. Hello, you're welcome to Living TV Issues of the Moment. May we know you and where you're calling from?
Good afternoon. My name is Obinna. I'm calling from Enugu State.
Thank you, my brother. Welcome.
Yes, I'm happy for this program, Living Television. I want to commend this Living Television for hitting the nail at the head. I'm actually impressed.
You're welcome.
I want to ask the President, I also want to commend them for talking about Nnamdi Kanu, because this is my first time to hear about Ohanaeze Ndigbo talking about Nnamdi Kanu's affair for him to be released. I'm so impressed. I want to commend them.
You're welcome.
Another thing I want to ask is about this forthcoming election. We know that it's become for Igbo people to be at the table. So I want to ask Ohanaeze Ndigbo what they are doing to make sure that the election, the vote will be secured. I know that Nigeria is fond of rigging elections. So I want to know what are the strategies they are going to take to make sure that the vote that will be given for Peter Obi will be for him, not being rigged by maybe the president's sitting party, the incumbent party that is now. So what are their strategies they are going to use to make sure that the election will be protected and the vote will count? That's my question.
Thank you, Mr. Nuguman. I'm sure you will give us up next time you call. Thank you for calling. All right, Mr. President.
I think let me quickly answer his questions. Vote and defend your vote.
Vote and defend the exam.
Vote and defend your vote. Wherever you are, if you're in Igbo land, if you're in Yoruba land, if you believe in this cause, that is a new Nigeria, imagine. Because all of us who attest to the fact that we are suffering. We have seen the other side of the coin after promises of the past. I'm not preaching against any political party, but I'm talking about reality on ground. Can you imagine what we are buying, a liter of petrol, a bag of rice, and so on and so forth. It's countless. So if you know that you're enjoying it, if you know that it's good for you, you leave it and go every day and play ball. But if you know that on the other side of it, that you need to make a change, effect a change, vote and defend your vote. Let me not say that you are going to take the constitutional role of the security. The security will do their thing. The IG of police, the INEC body have promised that they will do the needful. Within the constitutional prescription, they will show that we have a free and fair election come 2023. And I believe in them that are going to do it, because part of Nigeria, even if you are the biggest man in this country, there's always one thing that will be against you. That is fear. Fear is the key to unlock the handbag and the wallet of the rich.
Yeah.
And the rich also cry. And we have gotten to the point in this very country that insecurity is no man's one man affair. It's everybody. So we're all involved in this very cause.
All right, wonderful viewers, because of our callers and also the level of interest or degree of interest in this discussion with Ohanaeze Ndigbo, which has not been like this for quite a long time, and a lot of people, especially those of them in Abia, like one person who called in to say that he does not know that Ohanaeze is existing in Abia State. That is, I know they are. And also to inform you, once you're 18, you're supposed to be an active member. But let us take this number. Hello. Sorry, we missed it. All right. If you fail to get us, remember Tuesday we are going to come back again on issues of the moment, though on a different topic. So you can as well call us. The number is 091-682-84994, Living TV. All right. Having said that, this is where we're drawing the content for now. And it is important to note that here in this station, Living Television, we've discussed the beavers as given to us. Even had to play a clip play a clip of one of the INEC commissioners who also assured the public what the beaver stands for. And that is to say, it is not going to be business as usual. Just as they said, the moment what the beaver captures, not individuals, but the figures voted. And once you are there to ensure that your vote counts, nobody will rig you out this time. Ensure you go to any of the INEC offices, either at the local government quarters, check your PVC and make sure you collect yours, so that those of you who are clamoring for a better Nigeria, just like Obasanjo said, that we cannot afford to miss this golden opportunity. And he demonstrated it by giving a particular presidential candidate a seat, leaving his seat. That spells something. This is Living TV. We don't preach political parties. We are for general. Having said that, from my far left today, we have Chief Honorable Ekwefwem Nwaolu. Chief Nwaolu is the chairman of Obingba LG and chairman of all chairmen. Chief Nwaolu, thank you for being part of
Thank you. My advice on that very day, you should come up on time by progression so that you can vote. All
right. And after him is the president, Comrade Okewankwo, Abia State President of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, and also the chairman of the President's Forum, South, South, and South-East. Mr. President, thank you for being part of the program.
You're welcome. I also want to encourage our people to be conscious of this very moment and ensure that this golden opportunity has been provided by God, not human being, that nobody misses it. And also, we tell them that they should go vote, defend your vote. By so doing, you vote out corruption, you vote out intimidation, you vote out injustice, and all the rest of it, and enthrone a new government that everybody will be happy, including the bourgeois and the proletariats will be happy with such a government. Thank you.
All right, and last but not the least, Mazi Chika Adiele, the National Publicity Secretary, Youth Wing, Ohanaeze Ndigbo.
Thank you, Living TV, for the opportunity. And I want to say something here that, the situation we are now calls for sober reflection, and our nation needs to rise up to its challenges. The youth, the young people everywhere must stand up, be firm, and take back our country. Thank you.
All right, our wonderful viewers, this is where we'll draw the curtain for today. I know we never exhausted what the Ohanaeze Ndigbo has in mind, but I want to assure you that we keep coming from time to time to talk to you, so that if you have questions where you are in doubt, you ask questions. The chairman and the entire executive of Abia State, the president and the entire executive of Abia State, executive committee of Ohanaeze Ndigbo are ever ready to take your questions. Having said this is Chinedum Adiele signing off for now. Keep watching Living TV until we come your way again.
Thank you.
Yes, I want to know.